Good evening, Back40 family, and welcome to 1x30 Mods Part 1, I think that's what I'm calling this one. It is currently 5:05, and the mods that we're going to be doing is building a new platen, basically, so it goes up to here. So I have a full platen, so it doesn't matter what size of the knife I have, because, yeah, and plus this thing, every time you push in, this thing flexes, which is not good. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing today in this video. And the reason why I have it part 1 is because I might be replacing the motor with my brother-in-law's dad. I don't know, I'm going to talk to him and next time I see him, see what we can work out, see if he can help me with that. The material, because it has to be 1 inch for this belt. This is just over 1 inch. So I'm going to see if this will work. I don't know, we'll see, because I want something smooth and stuff like that. So we'll see if I can get this thing evened out. I also don't want it to flex a lot. But let's take this off and this table off, and then that's when I'll see you. Alright, this is what it looks like, so you can see how offline this platen is. And then something else I'm going to do as well in this video is I'm going to loosen up that nut a little bit. Something I saw is that way you can spring this back and forth, and I'll show you what that will do. So normally, how to take off this belt, you have to do it like that, and then you gotta shimmy it from out of there, stuff like that. Really annoying. And same thing with putting it on, you have to do that, you know, and then you gotta really like get it over there to get it up like that. Well, by loosening this little thing, this is now spring loaded. So you see that moving. So pull that forward, boom, out, and then I can even see if I can do this one-handed. Just put it on those two things right there, boom, boom, back in business. Cool little trick I saw from a couple channels. Again, the stuff where I got these ideas from will be linked in the description. Just to support the community, and thank y'all for doing those videos. Helped me out a lot. So it's a really neat little trick. I do suggest it for all you 1x30 people. But alright, now that is out of the way. And so now what we're gonna do is go ahead and redo that platen. So yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll do that. I think, let me take off this platen and see if it's actually square. Because as you can see, let me get this all the way tracking right. Okay, so that is all the way right. You can still see that piece of metal right there. So yeah, I think it needs to get shifted that way a little bit. Because you have, sorry for moving this camera all around all the place, because there you have a little bit of overhang on this side. So I'm gonna take that off and work out some calculations. This is the platen. You can tell it's a little warped. I've had it since April 2019 is when I got this and this. April 2019. So that's almost coming up on a year of use. Now I gotta measure from up here to up here. Alright, so just measured it. It is 5.5 from here to here. I'm gonna lip it over a little bit, I think. We'll see. So now I'm gonna cut just over 5 inches off this guy. So from here to here, see if I can even that out a little bit. And we'll go from there. Alright, I'm actually changing material. I'm gonna use some of my leftover angle iron because I trust that a little bit more than this bed frame thing. So I'm actually gonna use this, and I think this is 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches. So I got a little bit of trimming to do. But I'd rather trust the angle line, so I'm gonna go ahead, measure off 5 inches from this. Made a mistake, and I forgot to calculate something. So it might be 5.5 or 6 from here to here, but I also need to add in probably another about 1/2 inch for this. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna cut like a 6, yeah, 6.5, something like that. Alright, I got the piece cut out. It's a little uneven, but it's okay. I'm gonna go ahead, cut off one of these sides with the angle grinder, get that done, and then I might have to put it back on the other platen so I can make this smooth. We'll see. Alright, this is what I got it at. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna take the angle grinder with this poor little thing, get that done enough to where I can use the 1x30. Another one bites the dust. Ow! I actually had to flip to the flap disc for the last couple strokes. Alright, so let me put this in water because it's a little thirsty. So I'm going to measure 1 inch and I'm going to cut it off from this side. So go ahead and do that. And I think the easiest thing to cut this would be just doing that. Oh, hey, there we go. So this is pretty much even. This is pretty much as even as I'm going to get it. So it's about 1 inch. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to mark out where I need to bend it and replace the battery because the battery in this thing is about to die. Alright, I got that little section, so that's the section that's going to be bent. And so I'm going to go grab my torch, my what is it called, that yellow torch that I used, I forget the name of it. Map gas, yeah, map gas. I'm gonna go ahead, stick this part in the vise up to that line, heat that up, and then I'm gonna bend it. Hopefully I get it good. Alright, so let me get some light on the situation. There we go. Let's bring this bad boy up over here. So I got that bent. I did crack it somewhat, but it didn't seem to go too deep. There. It's a little uneven, but I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put back on the platen on the 1x30 and do some work on that, just clean it up a little bit. The fun part is I don't have a lot of space for my whole situation, so I might have to start over, we'll see, but I'm just gonna roll with it. And just to give you a sense of what it looks like, or how it's gonna look like, it is basically going to be somewhat like that. But it'll probably change every which way from Sunday. But I'll be back in a jiff once I got this all cleaned up. Alright guys, got it all cleaned up. It's a little bit thinner than I'd like, but the fun part's gonna be is I don't think I actually have enough material because my holes are right, like you can see the holes right there. But other than that, it's like almost dead on. Let me adjust that up. So yeah, it's definitely tilted. Yeah, it's definitely tilted because that's a little uneven. But now I know what I need to do, which is making this like a longer. So plus this length's pretty good actually. Leaves me a little bit of a slack up there. Is now I can measure this length. Not multiply, add 1 to 2 inches of length there. But yeah, now I know what I need to do and not what to do, so I'm gonna go ahead and make another one. Okay, so I don't know what I just told y'all because the speakers on this thing aren't very well. They're very clogged up with grinder dust and everything. So the last thing I remember is telling y'all that I wasn't gonna fit, and then I went inside watched an Alex Steele video, and I went ahead and I didn't film myself just to get it out of the way with, because when you're going from, you know, this bench to this bench to that bench to that bench, it takes about twice as long to move the camera, so sorry about that. This is what I did. It's about an inch and a half of that, and then it's about a 5.5 inch for this guy. I'm so glad I did it again. It was worth it. I might have to bend it a little bit more, but I need like a miniature anvil in here, because with the way this vise is situated, it would work, but then this was in the way. That's what I was using to bend it, because that was semi straight. But I'm gonna check it, see if it will work, and adjust it from there. Put the old platen back on there, because I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna grind that sucker up in the front face. Might hit it with like a 120 just to make it smooth. And something I figured out why it is like this is actually uneven, so I had tilted it and there's a little gap, so that's another thing. But I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna grind that, do this, I'm gonna hit it up with a 120 belt. Alrighty guys, this is what she is. It's a 120, so it's a little bit smoother on the back than a 36. That's what I got there. And then I did the edges. I'm gonna take out the burr with the file really quick. See you back in a second. There we go. You still have a corner, but it's not like gonna rip up your belt, if you know what I'm saying. Alright, so next up is gonna be drilling these holes. And how I'm gonna make sure I got the right size is I'm gonna take out these screws right here. I'm gonna take it out, get my metal drilling bits, see which one is just a little bit bigger. For this, drill a couple of holes, file, 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 and file. So that way, I can slide it, everything like that. Pretty happy with how that turned out. So normally not that good of a fabricator. My brother is fantastic at it. But I'm pretty happy with myself, so see y'all in a second. Alright guys, prepare yourself for the worst drill job ever. Like, what the heck? Man, it must have been like I didn't plan it at all. Looks like I just freehanded it. Man, I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty crappy. Pardon my French. Don't like saying that type of stuff on this channel. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and switch to a file and file that. Biggest crap job well, no, it's not the biggest crap job I've ever done. I think the biggest crap job I've ever done is making that knife right there. Yeah, she's not the best, but she will work. Let's go ahead and attach it. Time check is probably 9 o'clock. It's only been about 5 songs. Oh, close, 9:18, guys. So, anyways, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna switch tripods, because right now you're on the big tripod to get that view, and then I'm gonna go ahead and switch to my other tripod, and then let's go ahead and attach this son of a gun. Pretty God it works, because this is take 2, so yeah, we'll see. I'm not gonna shut up. Actually, hold that thought. I actually have to make Actually, I have to widen these guys out a little bit so I can move it fluidly. Oh, so ugly, but it'll work, hopefully. All right, now I got those a little bit wider. Let's go ahead and attach it. Hopefully, I can get the lighting okay. And then you get that feeling of sudden failure. Dang it! I got that hole pretty much okay, but this one, I got a lot of material to move. This is why, kids, you don't do it like me, and you actually measure and actually do it right, so you're not doing it again. So, I don't know if you can see the pencil mark up here, but I gotta that out. Alrighty, guys. I have to, this is what I did basically to get that all even. I'm gonna shoot these screws in, make sure it works, and then I gotta go inside. The family's calling me back in, and it's 10 o'clock. So I'm gonna screw those in, and then you'll see me when I fire it up. Now, the $1 million question, will it run? Success! So, it's just I can't have it down too tight, otherwise it pitches this bad boy. It's still a little flexible, I'm okay with that, but let's go. Alright guys, I gotta go inside before the family comes back out and say, where are you? So, anyways guys, remember, Jesus loves you, I love you, and y'all please have a fantastic day.